Welcome back. Game week 5 predictions. We'll be away for 2 weeks. A lot's happened in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah?
Is it game week 5?
Yeah.
Not 6?
No. What happened,
I
2
lost
weeks?
count.
What happened 2
Yeah.
weeks ago? Let's recap a
I
little
lose
bit.
count. Oh, 2 weeks ago.
Can you recap in 6 seconds?
To me, to you, the Chuckle Brothers at the back, and Jose Mourinho masterclass.
So wait, which one was it? Was it us or was it you?
To me,
To you?
yeah, that's Maguire and Luke Shaw.
Ooh. Legion of Doom. So in the last 2 weeks, Spurs hammered United. Liverpool got battered by Aston Villa. Leicester lost to West Ham. Lots and lots of shocks. 3,000 goals went in. What's going to happen in game week 5? Some big games this weekend, and we're going to preview them all. Let's start with Merseyside Derby, lockdown area. What's going to happen? Everton, the Blues versus Liverpool, the Reds. Go on, since you're a Liverpool fan, you can go first.
I ain't a Liverpool fan for nothing.
Just to let you know that we'll be both wearing the Liverpool tops for the bet, but we put on our original tops now. He's very angry today.
I am very angry. Wasn't looking forward to doing the show, but
He was 6-1, Hofton's the other.
no.
But
The show must go on, and I will take the licks. This is our second.
Oh, hello.
What are you?
You said I'll take the licks.
Yeah, referring to
Oh,
taking
right, okay,
the
sorry.
licks of the defeat, not taking licks of you.
I didn't say
Jeez.
me.
Anyway, Everton against Liverpool. Full strength teams. Liverpool come out on top. They're not full strength. They're missing their goalie. That's a big loss. Sadio Mane's out. That's another big loss. Don't think Jordan Henderson's fully fit. You can see the way he's playing, and I think Everton are just firing on all cylinders. I think James Rodriguez is going to make them dangerous, much more dangerous. I'm going for an Everton 2-1 in this one. I think they're going to nick it, and I think they're going to.
Is Everton's midfield currently at the moment better than Liverpool's?
I'd actually say Everton's midfield could be arguably said to be one of the best in the Premiership, if not the best.
Currently, I believe their midfield is the best.
I'm not like a big fan of their midfield. I think their attack is amazing.
Well, who's their midfield right now? It's Alan, Doucouré, and Gomez, right? Those three. They're all three world-class midfielders.
No, I mean it's the front three that is very, very good.
Oh yeah, the front
James,
three.
Calvert,
The thing
and
is-
Richarlison.
The thing is, when Calvert-Lewin, and he will go through the season where he's not scoring,
Yeah,
where would their goals come from?
I don't
They-
think
Richarlison.
No,
Yeah,
They've
but
got another option.
yeah, Richarlison, Rodriguez will score, but I guess we'll find out within the rest of the season. What are you thinking this
I'm
week?
thinking 2-2. I think Adrian's a big problem for Liverpool. They're going to struggle to.
Adrian.
Sorry,
I was trying to do my Rocky impression. Sorry.
your Rocky impression.
Adrian.
Okay.
Adrian.
I think 2-2. I think
He's never watched
Calvert-Lewin.
Rocky, by the way.
No.
He was too Hamill. He was
You know
too
what's
busy-
Rocky?
He was too busy watching Care Bears.
What's wrong with you?
2-2. I'm thinking Everton.
Do you know who Rocky
Calvert-Lewin.
is?
Yeah, I know who Rocky is.
What's his
I
surname?
play football with him on Sundays.
I think this is going to be. I don't know. I just think Liverpool are just not there at the moment. They look suspect at the back. They have no confidence in their keeper, and rightly so. No Mane for them. It could be a big, massive loss, and I see Everton winning this one, 3-1. So the win goes to the team in the blue corner this week. Speaking of blue corners, Chelsea versus Southampton. Big spenders, Chelsea still not hitting the heights that everyone thought they would, and Southampton not hitting the heights of last season. So both failing to live up to current expectations. What are we thinking?
Chelsea gonna nick this 1-0. I think they're flattering to deceive though, but I think
Massively.
I think they'll sneak this late winner.
Yeah, as we were discussing previously, Havertz and what's his other face called again?
Werner.
That's it. Werner.
They'll
Right.
come good. You got to give them. They're two quality players. They're not gonna stop.
Do you think that the price tag is weighing them down?
No,
expectation?
I don't think so. I think
Well,
it's too early.
I mean, Werner probably would have been worth more considering how many goals he was scoring. And alright, Havertz could argue that he probably cost a lot more than.
Different league though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, what was it? 48 million for Werner on his minimum
It's a
release
different.
clause.
It's a different league
Yeah,
when you look at it. United shipped 6, Liverpool shipped 7. Maguire just been sent off for England, by the way. He's got the number 6 on his back. You know, irony. But it's a totally different league. So what are you going for here?
I went Chelsea 1-0.
What are you going for?
Chelsea 3-1.
3-1. I'm going to go Southampton win this week. 2-1. Danny Ings to score 2. I just think they'll have a little bit more than Chelsea anticipate this week. So Southampton for the win. So the big game on Saturday. Other big spenders, Man City, and the team that everyone I think should slightly fear this season, is Arsenal. Arsenal currently under Arteta.
Don't fear them.
Yeah, hey.
Don't fear them.
They are doing so well, and their main starter Aubameyang has not been firing all cylinders. So what are you thinking? What do you think about the best team in Manchester versus the best team in London?
Oh.
Give over.
Well, anyway, I think City are struggling at the moment. I think they're struggling for consistency. I think the loss of their main attacking options, possibly De Bruyne being out as well.
Massive. You take Jesus, Aguero, De Bruyne out.
Yeah,
Massive lost their team.
and I just don't get. They have like Bernardo Silva. I think is sorely undervalued at that club. When he was playing in the form of his life, he was absolutely destroying teams. And
Would you put him ahead of Foden?
yeah, I would.
I agree.
Foden is not complete.
He's one for the future.
He is.
But
He could get in now as a squad-based player.
Yeah, you can't rely on him to do
And
that.
you could argue he could get
what he's
into
doing.
most of the teams outside the top six. He would get in every single team, but is he ready to be a star at City? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
And I feel Arsenal, with the arrival of Thomas Partey, with their defence getting a much more stronger look, and Aubameyang could start firing, I think they're going to nick this one. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win.
Ooh. So the best team in London, you reckon they can do it?
6-1. What were we talking about last weekend? No, Man City 6-1. Hammering. Gonna batter Arsenal all over the shop. That's what's gonna happen.
Is that what you're going for? 6-1?
6-1.
Wow.
6-1.
I think it's going to be a tight contest. Two good teams on paper. Man City got a lot to prove this season. Leaking goals. Suspect back four still. But Arsenal, really good so far this season. Aubameyang's not firing. But I think that's what team needs to be wary of. If he starts firing, I think they've got a lot to be wary of. But I think this one's going to be a tight one. I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah. Shane, do you want to sort out the camera? I think the camera's slipping there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
You've got Hamill off it.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Sorry about that. Technical issues. Okay, so Man United lost 6-1 against Spurs 2 weeks ago, and they go to Newcastle. 6-1. 6-1, yeah. That's 6-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't get it on two hands.
Let me get my
6.
feet. Yeah, 6. That's how many.
Why do you need your feet when you've got fucking 10 fingers? Pardon my French.
That's actually 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. So
Well, that's more than 6, isn't it? So I'm sure you can use them and see your toes.
so angry. Calm down.
Lost count. I had to keep a tally of how many goals we scored the other day.
Yeah, it was becoming a bit of a rugby score, wasn't it? A cricket score.
Which was a bit
whatever it is.
easy as well.
It does show you can only count to 6.
Listen, you got Jose. You got Jose.
I got Jose.
He made his players a bunch of cunts. Intelligent cunts.
Let's be honest, it's 3 years he's gone, then what do you do?
No, he loves Tottenham.
No.
Lifelong
He said he
Tottenham
loved United. He said he loved
Loved
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
He said he loved Porto. He said he loved Inter. Eventually, he's going to run out of clubs to say he loves. When it comes to a rivalry, who's he rivaling with?
Listen, Jose is a Tottenham man. Watch what happens.
Jose is a Tottenham man. How long has he
I
been at
posted a
your club?
bet 5,000 to 1 us to win Premier League,
You done it?
Europa League, Europa League, League Cup, and FA Cup.
And Champions League.
5,000 to 1. If you guys missed the next 5,000 to 1 shot, you missed the first one, Leicester. If you missed this one when I told you so, don't come back to me.
You missed the Leicester one as well. Who told you?
I should have bet the Leicester one.
Nah, never mind.
He didn't even bet the Leicester one.
Nah, don't bet my team. So what we thinking then? So Newcastle United.
We need to respond.
So I did that. Newcastle United. Sorry. Apologies.
No, we need to respond. We were atrocious. No one can hold their head up high in that game. And the fact that we're going to be starting this game without Martial for 3 games, Cavani's not going to be available for it. They're saying
He's quarantined still, isn't he?
yeah, he's still quarantined, so he may be back. He may be available for the PSG game.
Mate, your whole team quarantined 2 weeks ago because no one turned up.
Good one, mate. Anyway, I'm going for a 3-1 Man United win. I think we'll get the result we need. I think Newcastle will score, but we'll do enough to. And I think someone
It
surprised.
still sounds depressed from 2 weeks ago. I think we're going to be
Greenwood.
depressed.
Greenwood.
Lost 6-1.
Greenwood gets us back on track.
Who? Mr. Iceland? Orcs. Oh, what are you thinking?
Thinking 5-0 Ginola, Philippe out there. Les Ferdinand Shearer, did he score? I can't remember who scored in that game. Can you remember?
Howie.
Howie scored?
That's how we play for them. Anton Deck.
Steve Howie didn't score. Gavin Peacock scored. No, sorry, the other.
Anton Deck
Peacock
scored.
Bastino Espria?
didn't
No,
score.
no. Les Ferdinand. Yeah.
Ferdinand
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah.
I'm going 5-0. I'm going 5-0 Newcastle. Man U are all over the shop. They're in disarray. Disarray.
I think United got an axe to grind, and I think Newcastle will be very, very weary. If Man United lose this one, I think Ollie is on the verge of just getting thrown over.
No, you have to keep Ollie in the job.
No, but I think he's on the verge of just getting thrown off a cliff now. Clearly, the players are down tools, but the irony behind it is when Leicester players down tools, they were like source of, media. Leicester done this, Leicester done that. But when Man United do it,
Anyway, what's the prediction of this game?
shut up, you. Just talk. But when Man United players do it,
Yeah.
no one says anything. It's all about Ollie. But I think United got axe to grind. I think I'm going to go 3-1 to United.
How many penalties Man U going to get this week?
Probably about 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah, 4, but miss one.
So to clarify, they're going to get 4 penalties and win 3-1. So we're going to miss a penalty.
I just said
Yeah,
that.
that's what he said.
So angry today. So Mardy.
Anyway, next game.
Anyway, so going on to Sunday, Sheffield United, Fulham, 2 of the current underachievers at the moment. Well, Sheffield United not hitting the heights they did last season, and Fulham kind of going what we predicted. They're going to struggle. He said they would do well. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 Sheffield United.
Ooh.
I think the arrival of Ryan Brewster gives them a goal-scoring threat that I rate. I think he'll do well. I think he was never going to get the game time at Liverpool. He needed to move, and I think he'll.
He was never going to make that Liverpool first team, was he?
No, not at all. And to be honest, he's got similarities of what Danny Ings has done at Southampton. I can see that happening with him here. It's the right type of team to play with as well because they work the width, which means vocal point with like McGoldrick.
The width,
Burnley.
but I think this season they've kind of been found out a little bit, haven't they?
I don't
There's second season syndrome.
So-
Everyone knows how they're going to play, and
But at the same
Something
time, you,
right to it.
you watch the Wolves game, for example, they started really poorly after 12 minutes, they were 15 minutes, they were 2
oh,
down.
yeah, exactly.
But then after that, they actually were causing problems and they were actually being creative.
Oh no doubt the way they play the Wolves cause problems, but I just don't think. I think because people have kind of like wised up to how they play. So I think they need a plan B. It was like when Leicester won the league, no one knew how to deal with us. But come second season, people did, and then we underachieved that season. It's kind of exactly the same with Sheffield United.
True.
And Fulham at the moment, they're playing all this possession football, but they're falling flat on their face massively.
They're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-1 for me.
I'm going Sheffield United 1-0. I think they'll nick it late header from Brewster's Millions.
Millions. I'm going to go Fulham to get their first points on the board, and I think they'll sneak a 1-0. All right, Palace or Team Zaha versus Brighton. Brighton, we discussed this before. Are they one of the best teams being unlucky, or one of the worst teams just overachieving? What do we think?
First one, best teams unlucky.
Yeah. They should have won a few games. Definitely.
If Brighton was your team, you'd
be fuming.
You'd be fuming, but you'd be happy with
I'd
what
be positive.
I'd be
positive. I wouldn't think we're going to be in a relegation battle. I think mid-table.
I'm more positive about Brighton than Man U. Let's put it that way. Man U are all over the shop. Brighton, you know they're going to win.
But as a Brighton fan, you'd be pretty happy with where you're playing, though.
Yeah, they're playing well.
But the problem is,
like we were saying, if the refs weren't giving penalties after the final whistle against them,
But the problem is,
all right.
Why are you still talking about United?
I just can't forget Man United. I don't know
I'm
what
sure
it is.
you can't. I mean, you probably have wet dreams about
he
it.
goes home, puts a laptop on, puts the 6-1. He's like, it's 60 time.
Yeah, but he only watches the one goal.
I've watched the highlights about 10 times.
Yeah. This is like a special
Took me
moment
about
for a
4
Spurs
hours.
fan.
There's
It's
so
all
many
good.
bloody goals.
It's all
They're
good.
gonna
You
release
enjoy
it.
it.
They're just going to release a DVD just for that match.
They're not winning a trophy, so there's never going to be one of those classic seasons like 99 treble winners. It's going to be like the day we beat United 6-1 on DVD, Blu-ray special in 4K, now in 8K.
Free Hurricane poster.
Oh yeah, let's not forget about Prime Video. Yeah, come into our dressing rooms and watch us in the showers.
But the one that the free Hurricane poster comes with his mouth cut out, so you can fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See how that just twisted on you all of a sudden?
You were sorry. No?
Just Lamella.
Oh, God.
That's
what it was.
Wow.
Anyway, what's your prediction? Palace Brighton.
Palace 1-0 Zaha. That's my standard
Every
prediction
week,
for Palace.
same thing.
Palace.
What'd you go for?
I'm going to go for 2-0 Palace. Zaha 2.
I'm going Brighton to get what they deserve, and that's 3 points, and I'm going 2-1. Okay, so big hitter Spurs versus one of the teams of the weekend as well, of game week 4, West Ham. West Ham went to Leicester, deserved winners, 3-0, and obviously Spurs won 6-1.
I just want to say this shows that David Moyes is better off not being in the stands or in the dugout and then being on a Zoom call because his team seems to play better when he's not around.
Can we talk about Tottenham?
No, West Ham 1-1. I think West Ham will get something out of this game. Spurs were good, I can't lie. I mean, partially they were good, partially we were awful. But I think the result was one of those freak moments.
Partial. Sorry, I'm here with all my puns all day.
That wasn't even a pun.
Partial. Martial?
What does he have to do with this game?
You were on about United?
No, I said we were poor,
Yeah,
but we were
you
talking
went
about
partial,
Spurs.
I'm partial.
United play at 8 o'clock on
Can
Saturday.
I talk about my team,
No,
please?
because I'm not finished. I think Spurs did well, but I think West Ham
So
are
I
going to
didn't,
attack
I
team.
didn't hear that.
I think West Ham will get a draw in this game, 1-1. And if you watch closely now, you're going to see Ham will drop like Lamella.
All right, let's talk about Tottenham. Yeah. Now let me see how many goals we.
Let's talk about 6, baby. Let's talk about you
Son
and me.
will score, and then
Yeah, the perfect opportunity to sing a
Kane,
good song there.
Bale, I think 9-1. That's the score this week.
Okay, what about you guys?
Hold on, just out of curiosity.
No,
Just out of curiosity,
no,
you
no
9-1.
questions, no questions, no questions.
9-1. What bet you put on that?
I'm not putting any bet on it.
You're not confident in your team. I think Spurs will come crashing back down to earth. I think it'll be a close match. I think West Ham would have set up well. Depends if Moyes is there or not. And I think it makes a massive difference that he's not there for some reason.
If they win again, I think Zoom should do some sort of sponsorship agreement with David Moyes.
Yeah, they should do. I can see it be another high-scoring game, another high-scoring weekend to be fair, but I think West Ham will nick it 3-2. Okay, my game of the weekend. Leicester versus Villa on Skybox Office or whatever it's called for £15. Ridiculous! Who's paying £15 for football?
Just stream it.
We don't advocate.
Look, to be honest, I was thinking about this. The argument could be said these clubs are trying to find ways of making money, and without fans in their stadium.
But you would say that as a United fan, though.
No, United or on box office. I'm not paying for it, but I'm saying that does it not make sense instead of giving it free to everyone to watch?
No, it doesn't.
No,
Don't charge
get
us.
fans.
No, you don't charge fans.
Stop paying them $200 a week. It might help.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
Give that back to the fans. Anyway,
So who's going to tell Kane he's going to give his $200,000 up?
He doesn't earn $200.
He does.
175, I think.
Yeah,
Plus
yeah,
bonuses.
yeah.
well, anyway, so Leicester versus Villa. My team versus my family team. I'm hoping for a good result here. What are you thinking?
I'm going Villa. I think Villa are going to sneak this 1-0. Unfortunately, I don't think Leicester are playing that well, actually. I think they're flattering to deceive as well. I think they're getting
What?
Lucky. I think they're getting lucky.
See, I'm glad you coughed him earlier.
1-0 Villa.
Puns, partial.
1-0. Ollie Watkins.
Not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No, yeah.
Oh look, you just said your team's going to lose and you started to take a piss out United.
Because it's more fun when we take this like
Listen, don't forget, you don't always talk to his face, talk to his ass as well.
Can you count to 6 in French? Un, deux, trois, quatre,
No, if you're like this, under
six.
twat. Quatre, cinq, six, sickle, whatever it is. Sorry, French people. I'm not very good. Go on, you can have your say. Go on.
No, you can have this
No,
one.
no,
I'll go last, I'm fine.
Alright, Leicester Villa. I want revenge for the League Cup when we lost 2-1. No handball VAR. We've got a bit of a rivalry going on with Villa fans. Villa, credit where credit's due. Unbeaten. They played well against Liverpool. Who thought they would score 7 goals at home? Ollie Watkins, thanks for hitting the bar. You lost me £1,000, but I won't take it too offensively. Just kind of might miss a couple on Sunday. I think it's gonna be a tight game, and I'm gonna go with Leicester 3-2 after being 2-0 down, like we did a couple of seasons ago.
Villa 3-2 from 2-0 down. Ollie Watkins with a couple of goals. Jack Grealish with a goal, maybe winning a penalty. I think Leicester I think Watkins is going to be so high in confidence after how he performed.
Massively. All jokes aside, you score 7 against the champions, you're gonna.
And he's been scoring goals. He's been scoring. His first game, and it was in a preseason game with us, and he scored against us. Not hard, but
Everyone's scoring against you, mate.
yeah, that's true. But we're still in Champions League, and you two are playing Europa. So anyway, we've all got.
Fair to be in Europa when at least got Thursdays to do something, isn't it?
Oh well, I've got
Don't worry about Spurs. Don't worry about Spurs, guys. I told you it's week 1. We're fine.
Okay.
Anyway, 3-2 Villa.
All right, let's go to Monday Night Football. West Brom unlucky in the last match, conceded 3 after scoring 3, and Burnley kind of not hitting the ground running at the moment, are they?
They're
No,
struggling.
a lot of
They're struggling.
injuries,
I feel for Sean Dyche because he's a good manager and he's working on pennies.
It's not going to shoestring.
Yeah.
Shoestring's got more money.
And he's going getting Aaron Lennon on loan and then on free, and then having to release him on free. Like, he's buying Dale Stevens, who everyone knows in fantasy football is.
I'm surprised they didn't sell
buy.
McNeil to get some funds in for themselves.
Yeah, but they've got to be they've got to be strong about it, because the problem is, you cave on West Ham's £30 million bid for Tarski, and you want 50 million. You're giving up 20 million there, and you don't need to. Tarski wasn't exactly pushing for the move to West Ham. It's not like
He was pushing for a move to Leicester, though. He was.
He was pushing for the move to Leicester, and but Leicester have got progression. They're showing progression. West Ham aren't, and I think that's what put him off. But I still think Burnley are going to get the result. I think on paper they're still a very good team. I think the problem with West Brom is they panic as soon as they're in a bad position. They go behind, or something doesn't go their way.
They're a rookie team, aren't they?
Yeah.
They just don't know how to deal with that pressure or how to see out a game. At 3-0, no matter who you play, you should win.
You can see out.
No matter who you play,
they
you should
got
win.
3-0 up for a reason.
But the problem was they were 3-0 up at half time and they thought they had it, but then you knew Chelsea would have come back. But then once the first goal game went in, you just knew what was happening. They just kind of melted.
But yeah, I'm going Burnley 2-0.
For me, I know there's something about West Brom. I think they'll see off Burnley. I think Burnley just really unfortunate. 7, 8, 9, 10 players, whatever it is, out. That's literally their first team.
Yeah.
No one can deal with that. I just think they're really unlucky. But I'm going to go for West Brom 3-1.
Yeah, I agree. Sean Dyche, good manager, working with what he's got. Again, it's too many injuries. I don't think they can win. I think West Brom 1-0 are going to be more disciplined when they go in front.
Here's a question about Sean Dyche. Do you think he could be a top 6 manager?
No.
He wouldn't get time. Not these days. He wouldn't get time.
The top six clubs have
Do you
expectations.
think that the reason why he's potentially overachieved or been successful in his career is because he's had £5 or £10 spent, just as an example, and he's done well on that budget?
No, let's not get
If
carried
you give him
away.
200 million, you reckon he'd be right?
No, he would do nothing. Sean Dyche is basically the next generation of Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
And I don't dispute that, but we praise Sam Allardyce for what he did at Bolton, and we should praise Sean Dyche for what he's done.
I think he's done a fantastic job at Burnley.
Exactly, and he's worked with what he's had. And at the end of the day, those types of players have been available for the types of money that they can afford.
Yeah.
He could go and sell Nick Pope for 50 million. He could sell Torosky for 50 million. He could sell McNeil for 30 million.
Yeah.
He could get that money, and then all that would happen is that club would not give him all that money back. They would take some of it, and then they'd give him a small amount.
Sell someone for 30 million, get 5 million to go spend on
Yeah, he'd be asked. He knows that, and he's got to rely on the quality he's got. And I think
he knows what's in his T's and C's and his contract,
exactly.
doesn't
He knows what he has to do.
Make sure the club is financially sound and stay up and the job done.
And especially during COVID right now, he's going to be under more pressure not to spend.
Massively. All right, last game of game week 5. Mighty Leeds. Emma Jones. Cyan Gabidon. Big fans of theirs. We are. If you don't know the outlook on Instagram. And Wolves. I know. Big Portuguese spending team. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
For me, Leeds have been impressive. Manager's doing excellent, isn't he? He's got them really going. Got quality
We knew that
players.
was going to happen though, didn't we?
Well, I
He's a
wasn't
great
so
tactician.
sure. I didn't realise how good he was.
But the thing is, can they sustain it throughout the whole season?
Yes.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. They've got enough quality. Got.
I still think they'll go through the
season.
season where they hit a bad run of form, like most teams will, and it's how they adapt to that will be the question.
I think.
How many times has Patrick Bamford played in the Premiership prior to Leeds?
A few times.
A few times. Chelsea, West, was it West? No,
Middlesbrough?
Chelsea, Middlesbrough.
Full of times, yeah.
Yeah.
And every single time he's crashed and burned. As soon as Bielsa is his coach.
Difference is he's got quality players to play with now. He didn't have that before.
Again, you say that, but this is the same Leeds team that didn't get promoted to the Premiership so
but
many years.
he's a confidence player. He's
He was developing at that time. Look at Harry Kane at Leicester. Look at him now. He's a beast. He's going to be the Premier League's top goal scorer
my
of all
point
time.
is,
He's going to do it.
My point is that Bamford is a prime example of someone from a tactical perspective that Bielsa has turned into a quality player. And I think as a team, they are much harder to break down. And they going forward, they're very scary. And I think Wolves are going to find that out.
Yeah. What are you thinking then?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leeds win.
I'll go 2-0 Leeds.
I'm going to go with Wolves sneaking a 2-1 this weekend. So that's the end of game week 5. Just to put it out there, theirs, make them original, make them unique. Nobody wants to see us in a dress. We don't want to see each other in a dress. I don't want to kiss him. I don't want to kiss him, especially not sober. So make them unique, make them original, make them fun.
To clarify, he did say he'd get drunk and kiss him, so just bringing that out.
Yeah, if I'm under the influence, that's fine. But not when I'm
Stay away
sober.
from me. Also, I have done my dare. I have worn that stupid red top.
Yeah, we both wore a Liverpool top for a
We'll
bit.
get some pics. We'll get some pics.
We'll put a video up so you lot know that we did it. But thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, High Five, everything else where we're on. Just not Tinder because he's on there. But anyway, enjoy your weekend. It was loads of goals. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.